Hey kid, wanna go to the future?
Trunks said I gotta wait here until he comes back from therapy.
Screw that! Come on, I'll show you some real
Okay.
Hearken, mortals.
What do you think of this DLC? Is it not the most beautiful separate character slot for $8.99 plus tax?
Is that Dragon Ball Heroes content?
You bet your ass it is!
Yo, can I go touch it?
I wouldn't do that. Alright, what is up? This is Slow Plays, and I am back at it again with another Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 DLC Pack 17 speculation video. This one is a really cool popular theory. Since that latest trailer that we got, a lot of people have been bringing up the idea of Dragon Ball Heroes based content finally coming to Xenoverse 2. Obviously, that's just a theory, something that a lot of us have wanted for years. Back in DLC 13, we thought they were actually going to dive into Heroes content just because they said something about a new timeline being created. You saw Bardock was there, and Bardock is a huge, major character in regards to Dragon Ball Heroes and how they keep bringing them back. So we thought, okay, so now they're bringing them back in Xenoverse 2, maybe they would do it, right? And that ended up not happening, and there are some reasons why we probably won't be seeing Dragon Ball Heroes content ever, but let's just talk about the idea and the concept of this specific teaser that they had where Goku Black, the Masked Saiyan, or if you want to call him the Crimson Masked Warrior, whatever, he's got about 1 million names, okay? In Dragon Ball Heroes, they bring him back. He's got the Timebreaker mask on, and he gets some new forms. Super Saiyan Rose 2 and Super Saiyan Rose 3, as well as Full Power Super Saiyan Rose, which is the one where he loses his shirt, he's super buff, he's got the Super Saiyan 3 hair, he still has the eyebrows, and he grows a tail. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's so badass. So if we look at the actual image itself, okay, it definitely does look like the silhouette of Goku Black. I covered this in a previous video, but it's pretty much on point. The only thing that is still throwing me off are the spikes at the top, okay? These really define long spikes on the side of this character's body. Only on one side, by the way. It's so annoying that that's there because I am unable to figure out who this character is, okay? And I would say the most popular theory is Ultra Ego Vegeta. I'm just gonna say it right now, it's probably not happening. Just don't get hyped for that. If it happens, great. We're gonna be excited and we'll love it, but don't focus or fixate on the idea of manga content coming, okay? And that's the same idea with Dragon Ball Heroes content, okay? It's very unlikely. So just to give you an idea of how, like, close this is, the aura is pretty much on point. I know it has, like, the black electricity and stuff. Maybe that could be, like, Super Saiyan Rose 2, I don't know. But, you know, it doesn't have to be exactly on point. It's pink, it's got purple in it. It's a good aura for Super Saiyan Rose, okay? And another theory is that, oh, if that's the case, they're bringing back Rosé Goku Black and they're making him the Masked Saiyan Warrior, whatever. Maybe we'll get Super Saiyan Rosé as an Awoken skill. That'll probably be for a different video where we'll talk about Rosé, but I think the idea of Super Saiyan Rosé as an Awoken skill isn't that crazy. Probably not going to happen for a very long time, though. Like I said, we just recently got Ultra Instinct, and the problem is people are going to use that we got back-to-back Awoken skill, like, you know, in the same exact year, as like the blueprint for us getting Awoken skills every single, you know, update now. That's not the case. This is a very rare instance where they did it, and the reason for that being is because they had no content, no actual DLC pack content coming for the rest of this year. Usually they do 2 DLCs in a year. Even though this is a free update, it was for the 7-year anniversary. You guys know 7 is very special in Japan, and especially when it comes to the Dragon Ball celebrations. So they wanted to go big, okay? And the biggest thing that they could drop was an Ultra Instinct Awoken skill that was long overdue, and that's why it kind of all happened, okay? It was great, and I'm glad that they did it, but don't use that as the foundation for what's going to be happening going forward. It could, who knows, we might get a new Awoken skill next DLC, but don't get, like, you know, again, don't get too excited or fixated on that, because then you're going to get your hopes up, and then when it doesn't happen, you're going to get all pissy about it, and it's like, well, I told y'all don't get your hopes up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel me? As Dragon Ball fans and Xenoverse fans, we should know better than to get excited over stuff that is probably not going to happen, okay? So now, I wanted to talk about why we might not get Heroes content in this game. I don't know what's going to happen. I really cannot tell you or predict what changes have occurred since this new producer, okay? But I do want to say a big shout outs to Jared at Jared Hendrick 6 because he brought this up, which I was not aware of. There was an actual interview that took place with Hirano-san, who was the original producer, okay? I'm still thinking that he's there. I still feel like he is there because he, had a recent interview with the Dragon Ball FighterZ producer and stuff, and they talked about Xenoverse and Fighters and stuff in a more, recent time, okay? Now, keep in mind, I want to say that this interview was, I think, from 2018, so 2018, that's, 5 years ago, y'all. That's almost 6 years ago. Okay, so a lot of stuff has changed with Xenoverse 2 since then. But I tweeted this out where I was like, oh, I want to see Heroes content, in Xenoverse 2. I'm not saying that it will happen. I just want to see it, right? And he actually brought this up, which is great. He said, basically, to sum up what this little article says, okay, this was, I think, an interview, is that Hirano does not want to tamper with the original story, okay, at all, and it works out well having the Time Patrol fix history, while Heroes was created with children in mind who constantly want new things from Dragon Ball, okay? So he also states that he wants to keep it as close to the original story of Dragon Ball as he can, okay? Now, this is in regards to the Xenoverse story, okay, and the timeline and how things work in Xenoverse. He wanted to keep it as close to the original source material, okay, and not canon. We're not talking about canon. We're just talking about everything that was official stuff from, the movies, GT, Super, and Z, and right now, no original Dragon Ball content until they actually do that, right? Okay, he doesn't really like to use the world setting or the story of Dragon Ball Online, which, unlike Heroes, takes many things from Dragon Ball Online, okay? Because Heroes does have a lot of stuff from the DB Online series, which, I mean, Xenoverse is based off of, they have things from it, but again, he wanted to focus on the Dragon Ball official, source material. Again, the movies, GTZ, all the stuff that you would see normally in every other game, right? So, in summary, okay, as brief as we could possibly get this, at that time, during 2018 and when Xenoverse was, created and everything, Hirano-san, okay, the producer at that time, stated that he wanted to keep everything separate. He wanted Heroes separate from Xenoverse, okay? In my opinion, that's a dumbass move. I'm sorry, I love Hirano. He's done an amazing job with this game and everything, but he's stupid to think that that's a good idea, okay? I can understand why he wants to do that, just because, again, Heroes is very similar to how the manga is right now, where it's not fully accessible worldwide, and there are a lot of people that don't follow it, okay? I know for a fact, I think even in this tweet where I talked about this, I had a lot of replies of people saying, who the fuck are these characters? Like, who is this? Is this even Dragon Ball anymore? Like, what is this? Okay, there are a lot of people, anytime I bring up Heroes in my tweets and everything, any, more casual fan, and I'm not saying that in an offensive way or anything, but just, somebody who doesn't really follow Dragon Ball too much, they know it exists and everything, or maybe they, follow Dragon Ball in the past and they don't follow any of the modern stuff, they have no idea what this is. If I showed this to my brother, for example, he would have no clue who any of these characters are or what's going on. I don't even think he knows what Dragon Ball Heroes is, okay? And he's a fan of Dragon Ball, but we were fans of Dragon Ball, as kids and everything, and we watched Z, we watched GT. He doesn't really know too much about Super. He knows it exists and stuff, but I'm just saying, he's a great example, okay? My brother, he has no idea about all this other shit that is, in regards to the Dragon Ball series, that is, in a sense, an official thing, okay? It's official content, but it's so gatekept by Japan, okay? Because it's not, something that we can access here in the States or whatever, other than Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission that was on the Switch, okay? That was the only piece of, Heroes content that we got, and unfortunately, it performed awful. It didn't do very well, and it's all their fault. They screwed it up, and they made the online all, messed up, and there were a lot of issues with the release of, World Mission. They didn't really promote it as much, and it just didn't do well, okay, unfortunately. And that's the thing, it's like, you had the opportunity and chance to get this to more, worldwide scope, but you fumbled, okay? That's the reason why, okay? That's the reason why we haven't, at least for now, have not seen any Dragon Ball Heroes related content, is because Hirano-san, the head honcho producer dude at that point, was like,
I don't really want to, mix up the universes and stuff.
it's like, this game is literally called Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Heroes content is so perfect for it. I digress, respect to him and everything. He's obviously still done a great job with it. And again, I told you the reason why. I understand why he hasn't done it. Now, things are not the same, okay? A lot of stuff has changed since that time. Obviously, Hirano-san, he's definitely taken a step back. We have Song, who is the new producer, who was recently announced. And that's why the DLC and this update and the roadmap and everything has been very, very different from what we're seeing, what we have seen at least in the previous DLCs and all that stuff. So who knows? Who knows? We might, maybe, very slim chance. It's a very slim chance, depending on if this Song guy has, figured out the licensing and all that stuff. You never know what's going on in the background, okay? I'm telling y'all, they have done a lot of surprising, weird things, especially just when it comes to Dragon Ball in general, okay? Like, you guys know, right? So who knows, man? Maybe there's a possibility that this is the new Masked Saiyan. But again, I doubt it. I think that's, just a theory, a game theory. So funny. Matt Pat, 59% Freddy's motherfucker. So, yeah, this I still think could be just like some new original character or Bardock. Those are my best guesses. I'm still going to go off of that. But again, comment down below. Let me know down in the comments who you really think this is. If you've been analyzing the trailer more, I mean, there really isn't much to go off of with it, but who knows? Somebody might be on the money with it. All right, I'm excited to see who the reveal of this is, because then we'll see so many people come out and be like, oh yeah, I was right, if they were right, or like I said, this could be some new original character that we never saw before, and I kind of hope that's the case, because it would be really, really surprising, and it would open up the floodgates for so many more original concepts and ideas for the Xenoverse series. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, ring my notification bell. I got a lot more cool predictions and speculation videos coming for y'all on the way. So have an amazing day. Peace.
This is Broly, and you are watching Slow Plays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.